Hey everyone, it's Abby here, and today I'll be doing my July and August wrap-up video. I wasn't able to do my July wrap-up video, and I don't even know why. I'm not even busy, I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. Anyway, I am very happy and proud of myself because I finished a grand total of 18 books. 9 books for the month of July and 9 books for the month of August. I will not be talking much about the books that I'll be mentioning in this video because obviously it's going to take me forever. So without any further ado, let's get started. First book that I finished for the month of July is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars in Goodreads, and I did actually made a review about this book and it was just so bad. It's my first video here on YouTube and I don't know, I feel like I'm very awkward in that video. Next book is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I didn't like this book as much as I liked the first book. In fact, I am quite disappointed in this book. I didn't like Clary here, and I was actually gonna stop reading the series, but then my Goodreads friends encouraged me and convinced me to continue because it will get better, especially City of Glass, which is the 3rd book of the series. They said it's the best book of the series. So we'll see. Probably I will be reading the next book in the month of September or sometime in October. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. Next book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. If I could describe this book into 3 words, it will have to be weird, funny, weird. I was honestly about to put this book down because the first half is just very slow and dragging and confusing. I have no idea what I'm reading. But if you stick to it halfway around page 200-ish, you'll get hooked because something will happen and I swear you'll get hooked. I really love Maggie Stiefvater's writing style. It might take a while for you to get used to it, especially if you're like me, who hasn't read any of her books in the past, but once you're used to it, you'll love it. I just love her choice of words, and the characters in this book are just so adorable, especially Noah, Gansey, and Ronan. I don't like Adam that much, but yeah. I gave this book 4 stars. Next book is White Hot Kiss by Jennifer Allentrout. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars in Goodreads, and I think this book is perfect if you're looking for a fast read fantasy book with a lot of romance in it. And yeah, I love Demon Roth so much. Next book is Match by Ali Kandi. I was buddy reading this book with my friend Bright from Thailand, and we are both disappointed with this book. I gave this book 1 star, and I actually am feeling bad about giving this book 1 star, but it's just so bad. The synopsis was pretty interesting, and I really thought that I'm going to like this book, but no, it's not happening. I don't like the characters, and I have to force myself to finish this book because I was buddy reading it with my friend, but if I wasn't, I don't think I'll be able to finish this book. Next is Stone Cold Touch by Jennifer Allentrout. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the first one, but the plot twist was pretty predictable. The next book that I finished is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Overall, I enjoyed this book, but it reminded me so much of X-Men. The mutant kids on the run with their abilities. I think the storyline was pretty interesting, but it wasn't unique at all, so I gave it 3 stars. For some reason, Liam reminds me of Liam Hemsworth, and Ruby reminds me of Jennifer Lawrence. Probably I'm frustrated with the Gale-Katniss relationship. I just don't know, but they are like my real-life Liam and Ruby. Next book that I finished is Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this book 5 stars. It's so well written, and Selena is such a badass character. She is definitely my favorite female protagonist. Even if they say that it is not necessary for you to read this book before, diving into the series, I still think that it's best to start the series with this book because it will just make you love Selena even more, and it will just make Throne of Glass so much better if you read it with this book first. So after finishing Assassin's Blade, even if I already read this book like last year, I just really have to reread it, and it is Throne of Glass. I like this book more than I like it the first time I read it, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's just so good. Definitely going to be my favorite series of this year. So moving on to the month of August, the first book that I finished is The Dream Thieves by Maggie C. Botter. I was buddy reading this book with my friend Julia, and we both are obsessed with this book. She is obsessed with Noah, and I'm obsessed with Ronan. We're like thinking that she's the girl version of Noah, and I'm the girl version of Ronan. And just like the first book, this one is also weird. I think much weirder. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Next is The Crown of Midnight. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know what to say. The feels, guys. The feels. I just love this series so much. Next is Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Steve Botter. I gave that book a 4 out of 5 stars. And after reading this book, I can't stop thinking about the squash song. I can't even believe that it actually existed here on YouTube. You can search for it. It exists, and it's just so weird. Next is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and tried to pick like a favorite book so far in the series, but I can't do it. It's like torture. Every book of this series is my favorite, so like I love them all. From Throne of Glass up to this book, I am still shipping Kale and Selena. Kale and Selena. Kale is perfect for Selena. I don't know. They're just perfect for each other. Perfect. Next is Paper Princess by Erin Watt. Erin Watt is a pseudonym of 2 different authors, namely Elle Kennedy and Jen Frederick. I have no idea that this is a new adult book. I just finished reading Heir of Fire before reading this book, and I just wanted to take a break from the overwhelming world of Throne of Glass and, you know, read something light and cute and princessy and, you know, with the Princess Diaries feels to it. But it's not. Expect a lot of sexy scenes in this book. Personally, I don't think that this is the best book written out there. I have some issues with it, but it is really entertaining. And the moment you finish the first book, it's gonna be so hard to turn your back from the second book. It's like, once you're in, you're in. There's no turning back. Obviously, the next book that I finished is the second book, which is Broken Prince by Erin Watt. I gave these 2 books 4 out of 5 stars because, like I said, even if I have some issues with it, I still find it super entertaining, and it has like some Cruel Intentions vibe to it. And both books ended with a really good cliffhanger. Very unexpected, super good cliffhanger. Plus, it's a very fast read book. You don't have to invest a lot of time to finish it. You can just finish it within a day and in just 2 sittings. I can't wait for the third book. I think it's coming out next month. No, October, if I'm not wrong. Next book that I finished is Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. This is the second book of the Darkest Minds trilogy. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I love Ruby here. I love her character development. I just love this one better than the first book. Next is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I love Alina Starkov. She is a very relatable character. She just want to be appreciated, and she just want to fit in. She's an orphan, and I just like her. And she's the reason I think that I enjoy this book. I like that the storyline is very unique, but there are just some few chapters that are just boring. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that the next book will be better than this. And finally, the last book that I finished is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. This is my first Gillian Flynn book, and I loved it. I also love the Gone Girl movie. I haven't really read the book yet, but I love the movie. And it's just so weird because like a lot of people don't like Amy, and I like her. I don't know, I like her. And I think I can relate to her. It sounds scary, but I can relate to a psychopath. So my camera died. Anyway, yeah, the first half of the Grown Up book is super funny, but the other half is not as scary as I expected it to be. And I'm the type of person who gets freaked out easily. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!